So it goes back to, are we communicating with our clients why this is important and what's in it for them and why is this a good thing for them? So with the client, we said, okay, you're struggling with these owners and you have a vendor who you hired, you got a great deal, you brought them a bunch of projects, a bunch of properties you're going to work with, right? And you found out halfway through the season they're not doing their job. You have to shift and hire another vendor. And this vendor is like, hey, so and so, we have to do this at more, right? This goes back to you get what you pay for, right? And now this client is struggling and saying, hey, I'm going to just eat the cost of this. So she's going to make half of what she is supposed to make and she's working harder for it, right? So he said, okay, well, why don't you just go back to your owners and ask them, go back to them and communicate with them. Hey, this happened. It wasn't the best vendor. We've had to shift to another vendor. It's halfway through the season. It's going to cost just a little bit more. And that's why you're going to see a change on your bill. Well, Crystal, I'm tired and I just don't want to have that conversation with them. Okay, well, so what do? We pull up their list and we went through every single owner. We went through every single property and said, okay, what about this one? What about oh, well, no, I can do that one on none. Okay, what about this one? Oh, yeah, I could do. Okay, what are the ones you're afraid to talk to, right? And so we went and we talked about those three properties slash owners and said, okay, what is it with these ones that you're struggling with? And we worked through it and had that conversation like, how do you talk to them? What do we find? We have to communicate with our clients as to why this is a benefit for them, right? So we talked about, yes, you're saying, they come back to you, they say, oh, and so, what do you mean I have to do landscaping and bi-weekly or bi-monthly? Well, we're doing it bi-monthly because it saves you, if you only do it once a month, the vendor's going to actually charge you more and it's more work for them and it's just not good for the property, right? Okay, so what's in it to them? All I hear is this is more money to me. So what's the benefit to them to have it done by monthly, right? Well, the property looks better, right? If you have two homes side by side and everything is equivalent except for the front lawn, one is mowed and one is not. Which one are you going to choose? I'm going to choose the house that's mowed, right? So this goes back to, how do you share and tell your owners that this is in your best benefit, right? So it's, how do we have those conversations with your client? What's in it for them? I hate to say it, sometimes that's all our clients care about. What's in it for them? And that's what we should care about, right? So we have to sometimes communicate with them. And she goes, Crystal, but that's common sense. I go, well, to you and I, it's common sense, but it might not be to your client, right? Maybe they do know it. And once you point it out to them, they're like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense, right? What if the house is next to a field and that field is full of vermin and all of a sudden your property is not getting mowed on a regular basis. And now it looks like a field to those vermin and those vermin come over. What kind of problems do those cost, right? How are you communicating with your client where this is the best benefit to them, right? Because now you have vermin. Do you know what it costs to get rid of vermin and rodents? That can cost them, and what kind of damage can they do? Right? So it goes back to, are we communicating with our clients why this is important and what's in it for them and why is this a good thing for them?